Yeah, it's chilly here too. It's 45.
Art,
My amplifier is loving the cool weather, right by the window.
Art, I was talking to Carol last night. She was watching that thing on Jeffrey Dahmer on YouTube. There, I think it was Fox News that was talking about it. Anyhow, she says Bryson, Joshy's been watching it, and I think a little bit Ava maybe seen a little bit of it. Anyhow, she said that that interview that they had, some of the documentary isn't 100% accurate. You know, they kind of fluff it a little bit. The neighbors never did complain to the police about noises and that, so that part of the movie is not correct.
I watched the whole thing.
I remember when it happened.
So the neighbor, which I have to read, the woman in the show who allegedly was the neighbor who kept calling the police, that woman was real, but she did not live in his building. She lived like 2 blocks away, and I don't know how she figured out what he was up to in real life.
Okay, and they were all black kids that he was kidnapping?
Yep, all black, and I believe one Filipino.
Wait,
hold on.
His mother in the freezer also?
Oh, wait, and it wasn't all black. His first murders, they were white.
Yeah, there's the jogger, and then there's the bathhouse guys, usually in the bathhouse. I mean, yeah, it was a mix. And in the interview with him, right, with the detectives, I mean, the one detective was trying to pin that he was, racist, and the goes, no, he admits it has nothing to do with that.
Yeah, he says, they're like, well, we know why you moved to this community. He goes, I moved to this community because this is where I could afford rent. And he says it just so happened to be that there were African Americans living in the community, and I needed to kill.
But another thing, the skin color under a certain light and the sweat and everything, the iridescent effect, Ayers mentioned that it mimicked his mannequin.
Yes, yes, because that's all real. He really did steal the mannequin.
He had a mannequin that was kind of like a bluish steel effect to it, a metallic look to it, and that's another thing that drew him towards African Americans.
Guy was sick.
Oh, his mind, man. Oh my gosh.
He says in the movie, and I just started watching the actual interview documentary, but I didn't get that far in it. But he says at the end in the movie, and I don't know if this is true either, he said, I didn't want to kill. I had a compulsion to do it. And when I acted on the compulsion and did it, it didn't make me feel any better. It wasn't like a relief from the compulsion. I just had to keep doing it.
Yeah. I mean, his thing was laying with that body. That was the whole thing. The control to have it right next to him as like his, just right there, just so he can lay right there next to it.
Watch the what I posted there on Signal last night.
Did he also kill his mother and stick her in the freezer?
No.
Or was that the other guy?
Going
The
for my
copycat, maybe?
No, Bundy? No, was it Bundy? One of those guys cut his mom up, stuck her in the freezer.
Oh, Ted Bundy. Oh, my gosh. We used to hear about that all the time. Those kind of individuals. Now it's like, and it's still happening. It is. I mean, it's there. It's just not, I don't know. It's just different these days about, exposing and reporting on that kind of mind, that criminal.
Oh, they just call them Democrats there.
Oh, jeez.
You're right, Art. There has not been a world-famous serial killer in quite some time. Now, up here on Long Island, we've got the we've got all those prostitutes that have been found out east for a couple of decades, and they can't link that to anybody.
The Zodiac Killer.
Well, they got him, didn't they?
I think it's narrative. Now the whole news cycle, it's calculated, it's specific, it's like a chess game to them, and they know exactly. It's all driven by demographics, and it's a total different news cycle now. It is so manipulative. Oh boy, I couldn't get that word out, but you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. Right. And it's just the agenda for their stories based on just what's happening politically. And that's what it's come down to now. It's so different from the past, the news cycles.
Well, I think they pull it out of their butts, too. They pull those stories when there's nothing else going on, that's juicier.
But that streaming thing, boy, they're saying it's the most popular watched thing ever right now, as far as like Netflix keeps track of all their little series, anything that comes out, whatever. Right now, this is top of the heap in the last 10 years.
Well, the guy that plays him, I forgot his name, but I've been watching him in American Horror Story. He's a very good actor.
Yeah.
I'll be right back. KB2UKA.
And for QNT.
I'm still cleaning up the stickiness.
What are you doing there? What'd you say? The sticky, the residue from the paint?
No, I pulled my broom out and talked to Don this morning. And I had a coffee cup there, and I bumped it, splashed out quite a bit. It didn't fall over, but it knocked quite a bit out on the table. And I'm wiping that up now. And, once you get involved to clean the table where you lay your arms all the time, you got your sweat and your dirt and everything else wanting to come up. So now I got to wash the whole blooming thing.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I got a war wrap spot right here on this stuff. This really needs to be standard stains and polyurethane, but I ain't cool with it. I ain't doing it. I'm done with the polyurethane. Done with the stain. The stain wasn't the color I liked. Although Penny's like, oh, it looks great. I love that color. I said, it looks chocolate. It looks like it's like somebody made chocolate and black chocolate and vanilla together. And she liked it because she picked it up. And the polyurethane, it just takes so long for it to dry. But now, desk, I really would love to hit it with some polyurethane, but that means I wouldn't be able to use it for a couple of days. I can't do it in place either. I really have to pull this disc out of here, take it outside and sand it. I can't sand it in here.
Well, go ahead and do it. At least we'd be rid of you for a couple of days.
What's that?
I said go ahead and do it. At least that way we'd be rid of you for a couple of days.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah, there's one.
So, oh, fair about what's that saying now? Anyhow, karma.
Isn't it lightning near you or something?
No, I'm hot.
I think you need to shut down. The lightning's coming.
I love you, Dominic.
I love you too, JJ.
Oh, jeez.
I went and had my blood work done at the Life Labs, and the girl and I were talking. I said, "Yeah, my daughter used to work here," and she said, "What's her name?" And I said, "Oh, we wish she'd come back. She was one of the good ones." And then the girl around the other cubicle, the nurse there, said, "Yeah, tell her we want her back." And I said, "Well, she's working with her husband at the shop there, but once winter comes, it really slows down. So she can probably take the iPad home and do the books at home and that, do that kind of stuff at home and do this part time." So she said, "Well, tell her that we want her back." So I called Christine last night, told her, she was laughing. She said, "Yeah, I know, they want me back, but I don't know. It's too far of a drive. It's about a 45-minute drive. And the pay isn't just that great with the price of gas and everything. So anyhow, but it's nice to know that my daughter, anywhere she works, they always like her.
So, hey, Art.
Yes.
The picture of the shack I sent you last night, you see that where the tuner is and the power supply? That little hole right there is sized out to the Mercury amp.
Good planning.
Yeah, let me double check that. I see that was a direct message.
Was it? I thought I put it on number.
Okay, so let's see so where the MFJ tuner is right now?
Yeah, because the MFJ tuner is actually a little wider and a little deeper than the Mercury. And then there's, it's over 6, I think it's 7 inches tall, just shy of 7 inches tall. It's like 6 3/4, because I think you said the Mercury was 6.5 inches high, right?
That is correct.
Yeah, and there's no vents on the top, right?
Nothing on the top. It's a complete, no vents or any cutouts at all. It's on the front edges, on the sides.
Oh, okay. Well, I left a little gap on the right side, so if it had a vent on the side, you could breathe over there. And in the back, you've got a good 5 inches before it hits the wall. And so that's all sized up for that. And then so what eventually happens is the tuner is going to go on the top shelf. And Mercury is go on the middle shelf.
So Dom, are you waiting on a Mercury or you have one?
Oh, any way that can go underneath the lip of the table and go to the back instead of going across the side like that, or is that your quick disconnect for lightning?
Yeah, that's my disconnect that I can, and it will. I could actually pull it up and then just drop it down alongside the disc. There's a little about 3/4 inch gap between the wall and the desk, so I can stick it in there. But I like to have it right there, so I got a little ferrite bead. I have to hold it so it doesn't drop down more than anything else. And this way I can just disconnect that. The one I don't disconnect is the VHF to the TS2000, but that's only on a. I got a painter's pole, an aluminum painter's pole, it goes up 20 feet up, and I have that on the back deck, strapped to the back deck, and I got a dual band antenna on that. It's not very high, so I don't really worry about lightning. And it's the TS2000 after all, so if it blows up, it blows up.
Dom, do you have the Mercury or are you waiting on it?
I'm on a list. I'm waiting.
How long have you been on the list?
Since June.
Okay, so not that long. And I forgot what do they do? They take payment when it's ready to ship?
What's that?
They take payment when it's ready to ship?
Yeah, they'll call me. They'll call me when they're ready for me, and I can either pick the Lux or the Mercury 3. Whichever one I pick, I give them the down payment. They say $1,200 or whatever it is. I'm going to probably give them close to pay off when that time comes, and then then when they ship it, but just before they ship it, you pay them the balance.
Which one are you going to pick?
I'm going to get the Mercury 3. I don't need to go any higher than that. I think it's like, what is it, like $300 more for the Luxor?
No, it's like $1,400 more.
Oh, $1,400 more, and what do you get? Another, what, 300 watts, 400 watts?
Art, on the Mercury page, what's the most somebody has been able to push that amp?
So let's see, who has one? Somebody just mentioned something about power, and they saw 18, like 1790 to 1798 was the limit, and then it would fault out. But we have to remember now it's 2 devices, so more headroom for less heat. All that, everything that applies to the reason why having that. Running at, say, legal limit all the time versus pushing one device at 1250 or 13.
Well, for instance, the Mercury, I believe that LD MOS can do 1800. So if we run ours right at 1200 or 1250, are we actually flat topping?
Yeah, I feel that yes, you basically pushing the one device to the limit, and that's, I mean, 13 maybe is starting to flat top, but that takes a lot. I mean, you have to really hit it with the audio and the compression to really show that. I haven't. I guess it was the guy. I don't want to mention this call, but oh my gosh, we've seen some crazy crap with that Mercury on this frequency.
Yeah. I used to run mine at 12. I've been running it at just at about a kilowatt for the last 6 months, and it's fine. Well, because the whole point is, if to Dom's point, between 12 and 1500, there's not really any noticeable difference. But between 15 and 2000, there probably is. Not that any of us would ever run that. But if you have a 1200 watt amp, I think Dom, I think you're correct. To go from 1200 to 1500 for $1,400 more, just from an output power standpoint, I don't believe it's worth it. But I think the Lux has like remote capability, if I'm correct. But if you're going from 12 to 2000 or 2200, that'll be noticeable.
Yeah. It'd be nice if they'd actually, there's so many amps out there that do over legal limit. There's so many people that run over legal limit. I think that they should petition the FCC to bring the limit up to 3,000 watts. If I'm not mistaken, I think years and years ago, back in the day, they had 3,000 watt limit.
Well, they may have with those spark gap transmitters. Who the hell knows? Art, when you have a second, check your private messages.
This guy always shows up when somebody from up north talks to us.
Yeah, I know. He's got to be over here.
Yeah, we're thinking Connecticut.
That would make sense, because Connecticut is ultra close to me. It's 40 miles across the sound, and he's not that strong.
Yeah, let me see your signal, Dom. Give me a 555 or something.
555.
All right, so Dom is 32 over. So what are you getting on that, Doug?
At the peak of it, on the pan adapter, I'm getting minus 96, which is similar to Dom.
So it's at about 130 miles.
Like just there, he peaked at minus 89, so that's like if we're going off the pan adapter, Art, because my S meter doesn't match. If I'm going off the pan adapter, he's like an S7, S8.
Right, I'm sorry, your S meter, like 5'9" plus.
Well, he's 5'9". He's 5'9", and you're 15 over, and Dom is a little over 5'9".
Yeah, see, I don't know, Dom. I mean, if he was within 100 miles, 150 miles of Doug up in the Northeast, he'd be, unless he's doing something with his wattage output, he could be lowering his wattage on purpose.
He could be. It's almost, this time, there's been days he's been louder. But it's almost not noticeable. If I put auto notch on, it might go away.
This is one of your Jeffrey Dahmer guys right here. He's a coward, so he's not going to go out and do that kind of killing stuff. He just gets on the radio and does it.
Art, did you hear what I said about your private signal message? Check it.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, all right, Dom, come on back. Yeah, Doug, I saw that. I'll go watch. I'll watch it, but I just don't understand what's going on. That's weird.
Yeah, I'll send you something else, too. Hold on.
There's always some drama.
Yeah, when there doesn't need to be. Hold on.
Exactly.
Oh man.
Hey, good morning, Mike. Yeah, he's intentionally playing with his with the watts out on that thing.
Yeah, I think so. Hey, good morning, Mike. I hear you up here. Yeah, Art, read what I just sent you.
DA3 KBC, I am back.
Ah, DJ, welcome back. Sounding bodacious. Down here on Long Island, New York.
Thank you, sir.
Hey, good morning, Mike. I hear you up here.
S9 here into Lambton Shores, Southern Ontario.
You know, we can brush this subject a little, Doug, without making mention of, calls and names and all that, of course, right? The thing that disturbs me the most, all this comparison and all whatever his mind is all about the equipment is you never owned a piece of equipment. So, I mean, it's so biased.
Yeah, it really is. And I've owned both, and I am more satisfied with this. I think if I was pumping this amount of audio, like I breach 1 dB on mic meter, like I do that. I want to do that. Like on peaks, I hit 1 dB. I could probably, and I'm only putting 4 dB of gain into the mic. In mic gain. But if I was doing this on the other radio, I would have IMD 100%.
Hey, Mike. Hey, yeah, I seen that too, Art. Hey, the funny thing is, the whole time you were up in the Bronx, this didn't happen. So you must have been close. Yeah, well, sure.
Hey, Mike, do you hear me?
Mike, do you hear Doug?
Yeah, Mike, good morning. I've got you like 5'8" up here. I hear you fine. You're fading on me. I've got you like, right now I got you like 4x7. 4x7, but I hear you, brother.
No problem. Yeah, that's about a 4, about 5 or 3.
Yep, Roger. 1, 2. I'm just checking my output here. 1, 2. I actually lowered my mic gain a little bit.
So did you guys see, Dave put that Win for ICOM on his computer, and he put the spotting program on it. But lo and behold, when he got the spotting program up and running, he comes back with a whole bunch of confirmations, green screen. I didn't realize it that night he put the picture up, but then last night I seen it again. I said, Dave, those are confirmations, all those green ones on QRZ. You got quite a few. Keep going.
What, Win for ICOM, is that the controlling software?
Yeah, the controlling software for the 7300 and other radios. It does 7610, but ICOM radios. It does other radios too. I don't know for sure, but I know it does ICOM radios. And he posted a picture when he had the spotting program and he got it working. And lo and behold, he had a whole bunch of green. When it's green, it means you worked them and you got confirmed. And he has quite a few brown ones, means that you worked them, but they haven't confirmed. And then you got like yellow, means you don't have them. And he only had a few yellows. So he's been pretty busy on the radio.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, very cool.
Oh, they do? Oh, cool. I wish you'd do something about the resizing of the control window and the pan adapter. The pan adapter you can make go more shorter, so you can't make it fatter or skinnier. And the control one, you can't move at all. I think, as a matter of fact, I don't think you can size it at all. And I really wish you'd work on that, because that would be the finishing touches to that program. Yeah, I think I did it about a year ago. I asked him about it. He come back with a reply saying that it would take a lot of coding to change it over to be able to size it. But, Log4OM does it, and all the other programs could do it. Maybe he could, I think he's writing C, so it shouldn't be, that routine shouldn't be hard. It may even be out there somewhere, and he just needs to incorporate it into his coding. I don't know, we'll see. But it's a nice program. It's definitely nice. I really think they could all do a better job with the pan adapter, though. All these programs I've ran across, even the ones with the SDR receiver, it looks good, but I think there could be more attention to it. Well, that would be nice. On my TV, whenever I'm watching something in 4K, I get this little icon that pops up on the top right briefly when I start the video. It says HD, and that means it's in 4K. I was just more excited about having the big screen that could read everything. Mine are getting bad up close.
I used to wear bifocals, Dominic, and I'll tell you, it was going upstairs and that, you'd be tripping that because you couldn't adjust properly. So I ended up having laser surgery done on my eyes, and what a difference. The only time I wear glasses now is for reading, so it's really nice when you come inside from rain or whatever, your glasses would fog up or you get snow on them, they'd be spotty. So now I don't have to worry about that. Just my glasses on. Usually they're 2s, sometimes 1.5s or 2s, and for really close-up reading, 2.5 or 3s. But that was the best thing I ever did. The A3 KBC at just about the bottom of the hour.
KB2UKA.
I have 2 issued glasses. It's from the VA. They don't do much as far as eyes concerned. They do give you a few pairs, but no glasses a year. You can pay for the extras if you want. So, when I had gotten my first set of glasses a couple of years ago, I let the kid talk to you. He was a good guy. He was a good optometrist. I mean, he put every machine in the office on me, to go through my eye exam. So he did this. And the lenses, when he made them, were perfect. But he gave me, like you said, bifocals. He says, I can correct. He says, your one eye, he says, is a little bit off on distancing. He says, it's not bad. He says, but it's a little off. He says, I can correct both visions with one pair of glasses with the bifocals. I was like, really? I don't know. I can see it because looking down and looking up, and kind of like messed me up. He said, well, it takes getting used to. And I was like, I don't know. He said, we'll try it. And he gave me the bifocals. The guy's sitting on the desk over here. I don't even use them because I can't stand the bifocal part. So I went back and got a free pair of glasses. Well, free. I say free. A pair of glasses for the VA once a year. So now I have my black frame, military issue, safety prescription glasses, and they're for reading. And they're basically magnifying glasses. And when I read something, I put that on. And it's just a hassle and I don't find them any. I mean, it helps me see, but they're not really convenient for me. I would love to have the surgery done, but they won't do that. It's too. That's cosmetic surgery to me.
Yeah. Well, it was $2,500 an eye. I couldn't get it done in London, which is only an hour drive here, so I had to go to Toronto, which is 3 hours. And what they said they could do is make one eye. How did he put that? One eye for long distance and the other eye for a close-up for reading. And he says the brain will adjust. So, but I says no, I want them both to be able to see long distance. So my left eye is better than 20/20. My right eye is around 20/20. I had to go back a year later because the left eye wasn't really that good. It was less than 20/20, so he redid it. And it's again, really, really sharp. But my right eye is 20/20 is what it's classified. But man, I'll tell you, to me, and what was really amazed me, I was the oldest guy there getting my eyes done. And this has got to be, 15 years now that I've had that done? Somewhere around there, 15, almost 20 years. But holy mackerel, talk about young people, the place is full of young people. BH3KBC bottom, I guess I already said that, BH3KBC, bottom of the hour.
Hell, that's that kind of money, man. That's a MERCURY amplifier and an SDR radio. I don't know about that. But, no, both my eyes are equal. They're failing equally. And I asked him, so what's the eyes? There's something I can do about it? He goes, oh, no. I go, well, what do you mean? He says, it's just your age. He says, you're getting older. He says, all your life you sit there and you focus on everything, you squeeze your eyeball. He says, eventually the lens is going to get out of shape. And I was like, man, everybody keeps telling me I'm out of shape. So, basically, it's because I'm getting old is why I need reading glasses. I can read a license plate across the street, but if you put it in front of me, I'd be like, hold it back a little bit. I'm the same way. I can see far, I can see close.
Hey, Art.
Yeah, go ahead, Doug.
So I was just messing around with the receive EQ in Thetis, and I didn't adjust any of the frequencies. All I did was pump up the preamp a little bit, and the auto AGC does not compensate if you increase gain in the receive. Just something funny, because that would be cool if it did. So if you want to bump your preamp on receive, you would have to adjust the AGC manually.
Okay, so you're talking about in setup, let's see, general, what is it? Okay, so you're going into the DSP and then AGC.
Negative, just the RX EQ. I just right-clicked on RX EQ.
How long are you going into this? Is it that same thing?
Oh, I see, okay. Where do you keep it, Doug, on the preamp? Where do you keep the level?
Well, it was at 0. It was at center. I just bumped it up to make everyone sound louder, and the auto AGC doesn't compensate when you do that.
Ah. I see. So it brings the audio up, but not so much the noise floor because it's being regulated by the auto AGC.
Yes, but I feel like if I'm bringing the audio up, the AGC should drop to make the noise less, and it does not. So I would have to manually drop it. And this guy is louder to me now.
It's all right. He's a goofball former.
This guy talks with another guy, usually on 3998. I saw him on the other morning. I didn't write it down, but the next time I will catch him again. And him and his buddy, I'll get both their call for him. And I'll give it to you guys. Because these guys, definitely the guys that I was listening to the other morning talking to his friend.
Do they ever mention what they're doing up here?
Him and his buddy was just talking. They were on 3998 the other morning. And so I didn't see him say anything because I heard somebody talking nearby, you know. I usually wait. There's another group of guys up here. They're new. I don't know where they came from, but I usually just wait them out when they sign up get in here. But this other morning, this was a KC down. I was listening, and the one guy is from Connecticut. I can't look him up. I'm trying to look to see what I do now. You know, the previous call signs I punched in, and I think he rolled off the list. I'll get him again.
Yeah, just post them when you get them.
Yeah, I almost set my body down with the guy to say something. He's frustrated over something. Something's definitely pissing him off.
Well, the thing is you're way over it, Dom. I hear you just fine. But what it is hindering, though, is the guy, DJ and Doug. So it mixes in with their audio and the signal. So it's kind of telling me it's coming from up in that area.
Yeah, Doug comes over it for quite a bit. So does DJ over here. I don't know. I'm thinking Jersey, Connecticut, or Massachusetts. I don't think it's as high as Massachusetts because I have a pipeline in that direction. And this guy is right in that line. And so is Doug. And so's Frank. They're all in that direction. And they're all super strong. This guy he's using reduced power because of his Dahmer 6 transmit. And he was talking to him the other day. And I'll get his phone back.
Yeah, because he's got his power set to mimic the way I'm receiving you, Dom. Same signal strength. And now he just upped it.
Right. He can't do that with the full power because he'll heat up his amp, so he has to lower his power now. Quite fine because Raleigh's guys are looking just for people like him anyway, so he does it enough, he's going to get caught. It's just a matter of time, not if, it's when.
Well, I don't know. He always seems to bail out when we meet, when we mention Peter Snyder. As soon as that name comes up and his QIM call, he seems to always dodge, but he could be doing that just to throw things off, if it's not him.
Right. Well, exactly. If he's that smart.
Yeah. Well, this guy was talking to his friend the other day on 98, and his name wasn't Peter. The other guy called him by his first name, too. I just don't remember it. Yeah, because I really don't want to get involved with the fight, but obviously, this guy's a jerk, and he's going to need it. He's going to need to be reported. And it's only a matter of time.
Well, I know when Peter's doing his fake voices and nasally tone and always interjecting on 7200, you can catch all the YouTube videos for the last 6 years and point them out of the pile. He's just a known instigator caller with no call. And I call him out on it every single time he makes a transmit out of nowhere. Of course, no benefit of call sign. And then he immediately leaves. So it's the same routine here, the same routine on 7200. Or any frequency. he also runs around from QSO to QSO. He'll just jump right in if something triggers his response, and he'll just jump right in with his nasally tone. Again, you can pick him out of any pile, and as soon as I mention his call, he dodges.
Yes, 4 kilohertz transmit bandwidth triggers him.
I don't know what he's grudged, what his beef is, but he must be pretty sorry. You know, it's got to be a sorry guy. I'm imagining divorce and like wrestling because he's an idiot, and all he got is his radio, and he keeps it up. They're going to take it away from him.
All right, guys, I got to hop out of here. Hope you all have a great day. DJ Art, Dom, Mike, if you still hear me. 73, everyone.
73.
I got to get my day started here. I got to shower. I got to trim my beard. We're going. I got to take Jillian to singing lessons.
All right. Have a good day, Doug.
Have a good day.
7-3.
All right, guys, take care. KB2UKA clear.
Damn, Mike, you got that morning voice going on there.